All right, so, I mean, if you guys know what you're looking at, this is the front end of Apollo. Everything is ripped apart. I'm a little scared, but I'm not worried at all. Gosh, that is so much stuff apart. So I wanted to show you guys everything we got going on here. Steeda, this is the water pump pulley, this is the stock water pump pulley, this is some of the stuff for the NA guys that you guys could use, little upgrades and stuff like that here will go a long way. This also the harmonic balancer, we went with Innovators West like I was telling you guys before. This is the stock OEM. The weight difference between the two is about 6 pounds. This is the new one, this is OEM. So if you guys want, we're actually going to do a giveaway of Apollo's all stock OEM parts. I'm going to sign everything. Thought it'd be pretty cool. Someone can actually win the original oil pump gears, which I want to show you guys these. They are in good condition. There is a little bit of scarring you can see on the side of the oil pump gears, but nothing in the housing, which is good. He said you really don't want to see any major scarring up in here. So everything looks good so far coming apart, and we ran this car extremely hard within the 17 or 18,000 miles we have on it, so it's pretty cool. And it's coming along, and you guys can see the difference right here from the Steeda one. Got all oil on my hands now, but really, yeah, you can see Steeda water pump pulley versus this one. This was about 2 pounds, so we got a total of close to roughly, let's just say rough numbers, 8 pounds in rotating mass off the front of the motor, which is actually like substantial. When it comes to NA, it's very, very noticeable. And also, these are the new oil pump gears we're gonna be running. These are brand new. So I think they're rated for like 1500. I think they're rated for a lot of power. I don't know if it's in here, if it says, but these are all upgraded, so that's going to be good in case we ever boost the car later down the road. We have this, we have that, and we got the Innovators West, and you can see the difference. So this is, I forget which one bolt he was saying we were going to use. We're going to use this one because this one fits in there perfect. But you can see all the hardware, everything's getting slowly worked on. I was surprised. They ripped it apart really fast today. They were knocking it out. The trans might come out of the car today, may or may not. We also have the exhaust getting dropped as we speak. So this is after lunch, this is getting dropped, and then they're gonna be working on the trans. And like I told you guys before, this is the Circle D converter we got going in Apollo. Oh man, it's a little worries me when everything comes apart. This is the front end of Apollo right here. Oh my Lord, boys. It is getting serious, I'll tell you all that. There's thermostat, there's my coolant tank. Yeah, there's a lot of parts everywhere, and yeah, I'm super excited to see what the car does. You guys see a little update right here. Apollo is ready to go. Max effort NA. We're about to tear it up. Tell you all that. And we're also trying to figure out if we can use this two-step controller, because if we use this two-step controller, I'll have to get a laptop so I can able to adjust my two-step for launching in the car, or we're going to try to see if we can work in a MSD box and I will be able to control the two-step and launching the car with a switch under the hood, just like a little dial, they were telling me. So we're kind of debating all the stuff, finding the best and most simplest route for this car, because you guys know, like I said before, I want it to leave extremely hard, make A to B passes. I at least want a 1050 pass out of it. I'll be super happy with 1050 at like 131, 132 miles an hour. That's the goal we're shooting for. So I think every little thing we got going on here will cross us over that bridge, and yeah, I think it will. We'll see what Apollo does. These are all brand new, beautiful parts going on. Steeda stuff, I really like the Steeda stuff. That looks really good, the way that came out. And rotating mass is huge, like I said, when it comes to NA stuff, guys. This is all the stock stuff. You can see it looks good. I mean, it's very similar to the Steeda, but you could just tell it's just different materials that make up the weight. It's pretty cool. You see every little thing, all the changes. It's the OEM balancer. I mean, this thing's heavy. Like, I'm not even joking. This thing's got some serious weight to it. But I mean, it's built to last. You guys see these running these on the Coyotes very hard, a long time. We actually gave this one some hell, but it's still in good shape. Very good shape. Nothing looks like it was wearing bad. Everything looks good. They said nothing was a red flag, anything that they've seen so far. And then obviously you can see over on the Innovators West, it's just beautiful. Beautiful, nice and clean, lighter. Just so you guys know, we're going to be giving away a lot of OEM parts off the cars, because I had a couple people ask me, what do you mind doing with the OEM stuff? And I figured, you know what? That's actually a very good idea. I'm going to give it away to you guys, throw it in. So place an order online for the merch, and you might be able to get Apollo's original oil pump gears. I do something cool with those, sign them, and also all the spark plugs from Zeus for the GT500. So we're going to be giving all that little stuff away. I like that stuff. It's something like you're watching a piece of the car, piece of history on the channel. So this is pretty cool. I mean, I'll even give away all these balancers if you guys want them. I think it'd be pretty cool. Sign Apollo there, date it. Also this is going to be very heavy for shipping. Yeah, it's going to cost me a lot, but if someone wants it in the comment section, I'm telling you, just let me know. We'll add it in. But yeah, it's all pretty cool. You guys seeing everything, looking over everything. Everything looks good so far. Super excited to get the car back. We're going to throw it back on the dyno, see what it does. But Yeah, Apollo, next level, baby.
4 hours later.
So the first one was not in track mode. You said what?
I said look in there and see if they're extra.
Yeah, now they're in track. I hear something clicking. All right, go for it. Yep, that's open. Dude, that was stupid loud. That was 4K, right? That was 3. Oh my! It's gonna go up to 4,500, isn't it?
You can take it. It depends on how far the converter lets you go.
I think I'm deaf in my left ear now. That hurt your ear? All right, so Apollo's all buttoned back up. Do some testing on the dyno, see what happens. All the two-step stuff is wired up. The balancer is on, the water pump pulley's on, everything is running. Oil pump gears are in. Got the car in cruise control, buttoning up everything on the rear, making sure the car is situated. Got all the sticky prep on the tires. Yep, never touch the tire while it's moving. That was pretty cool. Yep, she's getting sticky, boys. About that time. She's going for a nice little cruise right now, warming up. Got it. Race car, baby. And just like that, Apollo is back. Feels freaking so good. I mean, I cannot tell you guys how long I've been waiting, and this is it. I think this is as far as we're gonna go NA. The balancer's done, the water pump pulley's done, converter's done, two-step is in. I mean, there's a lot more we can do NA, cams and stuff like that, like I told you guys that before, but we're here, we gotta run it. I wanna get a 10.6, 10.7, whatever, as long as we break into the 10s with this car NA. Without opening up the motor, like for cams and stuff like that, I'll be super, super stoked. But I'm gonna tell you all this, it is disgusting. The motor revs so much more free, and what I mean by free, like before we had more drag on the motor, about 8 pounds more drag, a lot more rotating mass, which is a lot heavier and a lot harder on the whole drivetrain because you're spinning a lot more weight, if that makes sense. So it spins so fast with these tires on it. We got the street tires on it, but you guys know they're not the best. But let me tell you, from a 40, it probably doesn't hook up to about 75, 80 miles an hour. And before it wouldn't do that, it would catch itself around like 60. So I can tell y'all one thing, it is hitting so much harder and so much faster. I'm super stoked to take it to the track with the converter, the two-step. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit in the engine bay, how we did it, because we did end up using MSD. So you guys can see the MSD box is right here. Two-step MSD, baby. And all this wiring runs into each one of the coil packs. The shop figured out, so they only make these for 15, 16, and 17 Gen 2 Coyotes. Shop actually figured out a way to get it to work on the Gen 3, so I really don't know if any other Gen 3 has an MSD box. They're only made, like I said, for the 15, 16, 17, but it works. It is absolutely insane. I cannot do the two-step in the neighborhood. I will eventually, but it's getting a little late right now, and it is so loud. It is not even funny, but I want to show you guys the switch. We put a little hidden switch so you guys will see. So pretty much when you get in the car, you do your burnout and everything. When you're coming up to the line, you hit that little guy right down there. See that little thing? Circle is off, and the up sign like that, that means it is armed, ready to go. What I have to do at the track when I'm ready to launch it is arm that switch, and once the bulb starts staging all the way down, put my foot on the brake and floor it, which that means the car is going to be sitting at around 2,500 to 3,000 RPMs. And you guys know what like foot braking is, power braking, what people usually call it. Put your foot all the way down on the brake, and you put all the pressure up on the stall converter, torque up the car, try to get as much RPM as you can out of it. But when you're doing that, your throttle body's only opening like, let's just say 15-20%, because you're only getting around 2,000 RPMs out of the car how it was. Now my car is going to be sitting around 3,000 RPMs with my throttle body like this, wide open. So the second I let my foot off the brake, all hell is going to break loose. Hopefully in a good way, not in a snapping way, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see very, very soon. I wanted to pick this up while we're at the house. I gotta put the axle on, so I'm gonna pick that up eventually once we're doing that install. And Apollo's back. I cannot wait. Hopefully we can go to Mexico this weekend, get a couple fun runs in, see how it stacks up against some other NA cars. But I am super, super happy with it. It feels like an animal. Also, I wanted to mention to you guys about the axles. Remember how I said I was gonna go with the GT500 axles that are like OEM parts from the GT500? They do not fit. We found that out, unfortunately. And you know, I said I was gonna go with the 2000 horsepower axles because, I mean, the car doesn't need it, I know that, but eventually we were gonna build this car into an absolute monster. So therefore, I was thinking ahead so I could do the 2000 horsepower axles and it'll be fine. But if we do that now, everything we just did to the motor, we're gonna lose rotating mass because the 2000 horsepower axles, the shop looked it up, they're so heavy. I mean, obviously to hold 2000 horsepower, and I would have lost all that. So the car actually might have got slower. But what we have to do is just replace the driver's side axle. The driver's side axle on all S550s is the weak link. It's hollowed out, it's filled with foam. I don't know why Ford did that. Maybe it was for cost, maybe it was for road noise. I've heard a bunch of different excuses, so that has to get changed. Passenger side is good. Everyone said the passenger side's strong, but the only thing we have to worry about is wheel hop. GT350, I've seen them hold up to power about 1,000, 1,100 with stock axles. It all depends how you drive it. I mean, anything can break. I've seen people with 1,500 horsepower axles go to the track and make a few passes and absolutely snap all of it. So it all depends how you drive it, like I said, but I think we're gonna get a good number out of Apollo. I'm feeling it. It's hot. It is summertime, so once we get down toward the fall, it's definitely gonna get a better number out of it. But as the car sits right now, it is 1,000% gonna break into the tens. I can guarantee that. I felt it. I know how the car feels. I've been driving this car for a long time, and she's spicy. What's going on, guys? We're finally back in Apollo, and it feels good right now. So we're doing a little street driving. We're heading up to Delaware right now. Me and, you guys know, Chuck, my #1 lead tech on the channel, expert when it comes to Ford stuff, but we're headed up. He's got his car right now. We are in his Blue Beast and Apollo. We're headed up there. Got about like another 20 minutes till we're at my buddy Chris's house. And you know, Apollo's been driving good so far. We're kind of dialing everything in with the converter and stuff, but we're gonna rip on some pulls later. I'm gonna show you guys. It is shifting now at 8,350 RPMs. Two-step, we're gonna show you guys that later. It is absolutely disgusting. I did show you guys, I think, a little bit in this video in the beginning, when they was at the shop and they're just wiring everything up, making sure, testing everything, making sure everything's gonna work properly. It does. It is extremely nasty, I'll tell you all that. I haven't launched it yet. I need to do the axle. I got the axle at the house. I planned on doing it in this video. I don't know how that's gonna work out because today might get kind of crazy, but Chuck got some new wheels on his car. We're gonna have to show you that too. They came out fire. He's been through wheels. He changes wheels worse than a girl changes shoes. We're just gonna leave it at that. Are you eating a banana? Y'all might remember my buddy Billy's car. He's got that green ESS. Then behind me, Colin and Chris with the twin turbo one, and my uncle with the Shelby, and Chris's grandfather with the 3-valve. We got a squad out here. That sounds so nasty. Yep, we made it. All right, boys, we are at the car show. We've been here for quite some time.
I think someone's fighting down there.
Really?
Listen.
All right, let's go film it. Come on.
Look, they about to fight. Holy shit, that guy's huge.
He's gonna get slapped. Are you getting slapped?
Is that a bodybuilder?
World Star. This right here for the whole Mustang community. 5.0 killer. That's where we draw the line.
I thought he was trying to be our friend earlier.
Yeah, he was trying to be our friend. Okay. I mean, he's on a big tire.
Little does he know that you're a cop.
Yeah, he don't know that I'm a cop. Twin turbo.
Who welded this? You?
My cousin welded that. Well, it's twin turbo, I know that. He told us that at the gas station.
What does a sniper mean? He's gonna snipe us?
Oh my god, he's a quick scoper.
He's a quick scoper.
Hey, 1v1 me, Russ, bro. 1v1 me, right now.
Holy shit.
Well, we're running him once we get the Shelby back.
Uh-oh. This guy's gonna get it too.
I'm scared. Camaro. Holy shit. He's got a 1320 plate and a Summit sticker.
Gas cap has changed too.
He's got a Summit sticker, bro. So at the shop when we were dynoing it, everyone was asking what was the horsepower rating, because obviously we did a couple more things, rotating mass, and it should have picked up a little bit more on power like it should have. We never, ever, in case you guys know, if you guys want to dyno with like a big tire on the car, for instance, just like the weld I have, you're going to lose horsepower just because of the sidewall. It's going to give away some right there. But we did use the BCH Forge wheels, and the shop was saying these are so light. And on the dyno, they were showing so much wheel speed, it wasn't giving a very accurate reading. But the car was moving, I forget the exact term of it or what it's called, but it was 58 pounds of air, which is the equivalent if you do the math. So I don't know what the exact term of that is, but it was 58 like pounds of air, something that the car is moving, which is a lot of air. Usually they say tuners notice, like they can see how much power you're making roughly off that. So if it was 580 or it was like 568 or something, I know there was an 8 in there somewhere, but either way, if it's, let's just say it was 560, you would times that by 10, which would be 560 horsepower, which would be at the flywheel. Drivetrain loss, let's just say another 60 horsepower you lose with the drivetrain, but we did save rotating mass with the pulleys, like I said, and the carbon fiber drive shaft, and it should be like a little over 500 horsepower now, which is good, and I'm happy with the car, very, very happy with the Apollo as it sits. I cannot wait till it cools down a little bit so we can take the car to the track. The two-step, you guys heard the two-step, it is nasty. It is one thing you guys need to hear this car in person. If we ever come to an event, you want to hear Apollo, just let me know. I'll fire this thing up, throw it up on the two-step. It is disgusting. Your ears may bleed, sets off car alarms. This is... This is probably one of the loudest cars I've ever had. The Shelby is loud, but for some reason, Apollo just has like a nasty, nasty tone with it. The intake manifold, I don't know, something about it. It just sounds so deep and it's like violent. It's very, very violent. So this is gonna be Apollo's final form for a little bit. I'm super, super happy and content with the car. Please let me know, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the car. Any other changes I think I should make. Anything else you guys wanna see done specifically with this car. Like I said, I'm gonna get the car dialed in 100%. It is gonna be running and driving flawlessly. And then we're gonna start road tripping it, racing it, more stuff just like that, like we were doing before. But we're doing small increments, taking up one level at a time. So getting the car right, and then we'll be taking it some like to no prep, no cash days, dig events and stuff like that. Setting the car up with launch control, obviously we're gonna be leaving the hole so much harder, which is gonna make us a little more competitive when we do 8th mile racing and stuff like that against some of these cars that have like 700-800 horsepower that we're going up against. We might be able to put it down a little better than them in the 8th, exactly how the car is set up. So we're gonna see. Till the next time with Apollo, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about anything, you guys know, leave a comment down below and I'll respond to every single comment I get, like always. Much love as always, guys. So we do have a little update on the Dark Horse. Dark Horse is actually scheduled to be built in September. I didn't tell you guys too much on it, but it is ready to be scheduled. Late September, it's getting built. That's the date. So, and Derek's is 1 week after mine, and we're getting delivered to the same dealer. So who knows, they might be coming off the same exact truck, which is gonna be pretty crazy for content. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with the S650. I think it's gonna be a solid platform. We might run the Dark Horse for a little bit, like I said, and have some fun with it, but I'm definitely not gonna keep that thing forever, as I'm saying now. We shall see. One of the cars will have to go eventually, not keeping all three. Definitely cannot do that, so something's gotta go. It's either Apollo, Zeus, or the Dark Horse. All just depends how we like it, so let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Much love like always. Again, till the next one. Deuces.
Everybody waiting for the come up. I ain't sharing one thing. Yeah. I'ma keep on working till the sun up. Till I get my rollie and my chain. Yeah. Down in my life when I dropped out of class and fuck you to college. They scamming your ass and you don't even know what the fuck you there for.